It's no secret that I'm a pretty big Will Smith fan. If you've ever seen video of this podcast, you've probably seen the Fresh Prince shoes, DVD box set. There's a record back there that you guys can't see. Funko Pop, hoodie. Clearly, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a monumental TV show of my childhood. And recently, Will Smith teamed up with YouTube to create a new video series called The Best Shape of My Life, where Will attempts to lose 20 pounds over the course of 20 weeks. Talk about my two worlds colliding. So over the course of the next few episodes of this podcast, the Fitness Hippie Podcast, I'll be breaking down each and every episode of The Best Shape of My Life to give you a certified personal trainer's perspective of Will Smith's fitness journey. If you're wondering who the hell am I to give you any sort of fitness perspective, hello, welcome to the show. My name is Mark. If you're new here, I am a certified personal trainer, graduated with a bachelor's degree in exercise science, and I've been working as a full-time trainer for a little over 2 years now. And my big emphasis in fitness is sustainability, long-term results, balance. I completely understand that there's more to life than just fitness. There's more to your life than just fitness. You don't have countless hours to spend in the gym, to think about dieting, to think about eating salads all the time, food prep, all these different things that come with the fitness journey. I understand the concept of balance. So I try to help people progress through their fitness journey with the least amount of work possible and the least interruptance of their actual normal everyday lives. So I'm have a very kind of maybe different perspective watching Will Smith's Best Shape of My Life than some other personal trainers out there that you may see. If you watch this episode and you're like, this motherfucker makes a lot of sense, and you like the things that you hear, you can check out my online coaching at mtefit.com. There's a questionnaire on there so I can get to know a little bit more about you, and we can start the online coaching process if you want to help kickstart your fitness journey in a way that's balanced, in a way that doesn't interrupt your day-to-day life as it stands right now. But as we get into the best shape of my life, these videos are pretty long. They're like 20-ish minutes long. Some are a little bit longer. So I will be cutting out big portions of the video itself. So if you want to go back, if you want to watch the full episodes, I suggest you do that and then come back and then you can kind of hear the breakdown because I will be skipping around a lot. I don't want this podcast episode to be super duper long. But without further ado, let's get into episode 1 of Will Smith's Best Shape of My Life.
You know, I've spent a lot of years worried about people's perception of me. You know, when people think I'm like a certain way or a certain thing, and people, I'm comfortable with me. I am me. This is me, y'all. This is me, y'all. Take it or leave it.
This is crazy. Will Smith getting rounds of applause on Instagram, writing, "I'm in the worst shape of my." One fan responding, "Thank you. Aren't we all after this pandemic?"
Will Smith's dad bod has inspired a social media movement.
I didn't realize quite how big Willie had gotten.
And I believe you, Will. I believe you, bro.
You can do it, Will.
Yes, we're counting on you.
I'm gonna lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks. Let us begin. Yeah, so that was the kind of show I thought I was making, but things turned out a little bit different.
What's going on right now, Will?
I think, I don't want to do any of this. I'm finished with the best shape of my life. When I started this year, I thought I was gonna show the world how Will Smith gets in shape.
Okay, we're done. Let's pack it up.
Yeah. I had no idea what I was really about to show the world.
All right, so just the intro of the show, give you a little snippet of that. They kind of reiterate what Will Smith's goal is. He wants to lose 20 pounds over the course of 20 weeks. And the great thing about that is if somebody watches this and wants to emulate what Will Smith is doing, 1 pound of weight loss per week is very reasonable. It's not, there's probably many iterations of this kind of show out there, or maybe not shows, YouTube videos, whatever, where people try to have this weight loss challenge and they try to do it very, very quickly, right? Maybe it's more drastic, maybe it's 20 pounds in 5 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever it is. So 20 pounds over the course of 20 weeks is a great kind of pace, right? 1 pound per week is not unreasonable. It's pretty sustainable. Is it going to be sustainable for everybody? Maybe not, but it's definitely not super unrealistic, which is good. And as you can see, then it looks like at some point Will Smith has a little bit of a breakdown, and over the course of, I don't know, because we haven't finished the series, it looks like at week 15 he decides to quit. Whether or not he keeps going after week 15, I don't know. I haven't seen the end of this. We're going on this journey together. So we'll see what happens. Looks like Will Smith has a breakdown. The Smith family is very, very dramatic all the time. Red table talk, super messy. Jada's always putting Will's business out there. Entanglements with other celebrities. If you follow celebrity news in any capacity, you know that Jada's always out there saying some wild shit. And Will Smith is always very philosophical and very deep. He kind of talks in code sometimes. Everything's like a parable with him. There's tears, of course, in the intro. But 20 pounds, 20 weeks, that's the goal. It maybe looks like Will Smith doesn't make it to 20 weeks, but we'll see what happens.
Tragedy. So I'm gonna go to the 200, which I'm sure is it, but it's like not moving at all at 200. So that's 210. Hold on. Hold on. Wait, that's not too bad. Okay. It is. That's right about 220. 218. It's like just short of 219.
Yeah.
That's not too bad, right?
Yeah, 218.
Oh, damn. Hold on. It wasn't clicking. Oh, damn. That's terrible. It was just a little bit off. Okay. All right. Okay. Damn. I was feeling bad. Okay. It's 221. It's 221.
Why'd you decide to film all this? Kind of expose yourself like this?
That's a very good question. Yeah, I guess the cameras, for me, act like what do you call it in Alcoholics Anonymous when you have the partner? Like, what is that?
Sponsor.
A sponsor, yeah. So it's like, for me, I'm a performer. So the cameras act like my sponsor. They keep me accountable. When I know the world is gonna see it, it's like the greatest peer pressure there is. I'm not gonna fail if it's on camera.
All right, so there we see Will Smith's weigh-in. So this all started at the beginning of this past year, January of 2021. This is Will Smith's, I guess, New Year's resolution. He wanted to lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks. And at the same time, simultaneously, he's trying to write his book. So, of course, these videos came out in November, so it took a long time. Of course, there's 20 weeks of shooting and then whatever editing that has to happen. So this is all past tense. Obviously, it happened at the beginning of the year, of January. I don't know if this is going to come out. This might come out after 2022 has happened. So it'll be the last year or at the beginning. You know what I mean. But anyways, so Will Smith weighs in, and we all saw that viral post of him with the dad bod. He's in his skivvies. He's got a little bit of the dad belly. He doesn't look bad by any stretch of the imagination, but he's maybe a little bit softer than we're used to seeing him. We've seen him in iRobot. He shows the Wild Wild West picture. He's been in good shape for his entire life, and he looks a little bit different than maybe he's used to looking at this present moment. So we saw that picture that goes viral. A whole bunch of people recreated it. It was this whole big thing. And it was a great viral moment to get the kickoff of this particular series for him, the best shape of my life. So he weighs in, had a little bit of struggle. So he's coming in at 221. So they say 20 pounds, 20 weeks. I'm assuming he's trying to get down to 200. So it's really 21 pounds, 20 weeks. Doesn't sound as good, but so Will Smith 221 at his starting point. And I guess the other thing I should say is there at the beginning he talks about how he started gaining weight for the role of King Richard, and he gained more weight than the role called for. We had this whole thing called COVID that happened. So I think most people, a lot of people were in the same position where we all kind of just gained weight because there was nothing else to really do. There was like 6 months, 7 months where the world stood still for a little bit and there was nothing to do but eat. There was not a lot of physical activity, a lot of sitting around, doing nothing, eating a lot of food. So a lot of us, myself included, gained weight during the pandemic, and it looks like Will Smith overshot it a little bit. He only needed to gain a certain amount of weight for the role of King Richard, and you can see Aaron, who's his personal trainer from Australia. It's a very awful Australian accent, but we'll probably see him a bunch in the upcoming episodes. Asks him, how much weight did you have to gain for King Richard? He's like, no, this is not a Q&A, we're not answering that question. So he overshot it a little bit. COVID happened, and much like everybody, we all gained maybe more weight than anticipated.
I'm Dr. Ramani Durvasula, Dr. Ramani, and I am a licensed clinical psychologist and an author. And I've been working with Will for about a year now. Bringing the cameras in is a double-edged sword. I do sometimes wonder if for Will, they allow him to perform, to be funny, and that deflects from his embarrassment.
You know what? I'm going Marlon Brando, butt and gut. That's it.
So I think one of the more interesting themes of the whole fitness series that Will Smith is doing is this fact that he works with a clinical psychologist. And I've seen a few episodes after this. I haven't finished this, so I don't know how it ends. But it's a big theme of the show, and it's a big theme of this first episode, is that he works with a psychologist. And you might be wondering, this is a fitness show, a health show, he's trying to lose weight. What does a psychologist have to do with this? And I think it's not maybe very well known the impact that psychology, your mental well-being, your mental state has on your ability to create and sustain and make progress in a fitness journey. Because I guess a good example of this is if my car breaks down, and I'm obviously going to go outside, my car's not going to work, so knock on wood, it doesn't actually break down. But if my car were to break down, I don't know enough about auto mechanics to fix my car. If point A is my car's broken and point B is that my car is fixed, I don't know how to bridge that gap. I don't know how to fix cars, right? So there's a very distinct difference between me not being able to fix a car because I don't know how to versus me being able to know how to and just not doing it, right? I don't know how to fix a car, so I'm going to have to take it to the professionals, right? It's going to end up being, I'm going to ask my dad what he thinks I should do. If he doesn't know, then it goes to my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law doesn't know, then it goes to my grandpa. If my grandpa doesn't know, then it goes to YouTube. And then last resort, we go to the professional and try to figure it out from there. But in terms of fitness, you don't need to be a rocket scientist. You don't need to be the world's best personal trainer to kind of have a very rudimentary beginner concept of how to bridge the gap from point A to point B. Point A being wherever you are right now. And if you have a fitness goal, maybe it's weight loss, maybe it's building muscle, maybe you want to do a Tough Mudder, Spartan race, half marathon, whatever it is. Point A is wherever you're starting. Point B is your end goal. You have probably a very basic knowledge as to how to bridge that gap and how to achieve that goal. If you want to lose weight, you know, even if you are not a fitness professional, not a health professional, that eating pizza, ice cream, cookies, cake every single day of your life is not going to be conducive to meeting that goal. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to cut those things out, because that's very far from being the truth. But if you're overindulging in these things constantly, of course, it's going to be very hard for you to reach that goal. So you have an idea how to get there. You know what to do, how to do it, and what to do, but you still don't do it, right? There's a big kind of gap in the matrix there. And that gap in the matrix is the mental part of this, right? Just because you know what to do doesn't mean you will do it. So there's a big psychological aspect to a fitness journey, right? You've got to be psychologically and mentally in a good place in order to be successful a lot of times, right? If you're struggling with your fitness journey, a lot of times it's not a physical thing. It's not It's not a motivation thing. It's a mental thing. It's psychology, right? And I think it's very interesting, kind of at the beginning of that clip, where Will Smith talks about why he decided to do the series is because the camera acts as his sponsor. It's the biggest form of peer pressure, right? And I did a whole podcast episode way back when about motivation and how there's different types of motivation. You can be extrinsically motivated, where you're motivated by an outside source. This is a very classic example of extrinsic motivation. He is putting himself in the spotlight, and he is trying to hold himself accountable by relying on other people's perspective of him, versus being intrinsically motivated, where he wants to lose weight and he wants to do this journey because he wants to feel better about himself. He enjoys it, right? There's a very big difference between extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation a lot of times does not last very long and doesn't have a very high success rate. So if you want to do something, if you enjoy doing something, if you enjoy the process, your progress will oftentimes have a better long-term result and be more successful than being extrinsically motivated, like Will Smith is trying to do by putting this all out on camera. He's trying to have the people hold him accountable because he no longer wants to be embarrassed, and he can get ahead of it. And hopefully, with enough peer pressure, he will succeed in his goals.
To me, humor is Will's first language.
So I want to get a sense of what my new body is doing at being over 50.
It is the ultimate defense. It's the ultimate protection.
So now I'm over 50, right? Oh, ooh, we get to play.
Squeezy ball.
The funnier the person, the greater the pain.
Is he faking it?
I'm faking, yeah. There you go, you see that? You see that? There you go, that's it, okay. Two-time Academy Award nominee right there, ladies and gentlemen, Will Smith.
For Will, the real psychological trick would be to open up and not crack the joke. One of the issues with using humor as a tool to hide what you're really feeling is that no matter how strong you are, no matter how powerful you are, eventually the pressure becomes too much.
I don't want to do any of this.
And there we go. We get another little clip of the psychologist saying that Will Smith uses humor to deflect from what is happening really in his life. So once again, there's a very strong psychological impact on this particular episode, and it probably continues on through the entire series, where the psychology of Will may or may not be his undoing. It may or may not be the thing that makes or breaks his fitness journey. It might not be his ability to lift weights and to run and to eat in a calorie deficit. It's the mental part that ends up having the strongest impact.
My name is Aaron Ferguson. I'm a personal trainer. I've been working with Will for this is the 9th year. I've never seen him like this, and he's never ever been in this bad a shape ever. So sleep, obviously getting as much as you can, but watching the amount of caffeine you take.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. Pick something else. Let me do this.
Yeah, so our goal is to lose around 1 pound a week. With a new diet, a new exercise program, that method is the most sustainable.
This is like not a simple walk when you fat.
So the basic framework is we'll do 2 days of resistance training, then we'll take off, and then we go back on 2 days. Will's a big fan of doing cardio first thing in the morning, so we'll do some sunrise runs. When I mean some, I mean every morning. And then we'll do the resistance training a little bit later in the day.
There we go. We get to meet Aaron. Aaron is Will Smith's personal trainer. He said he's been together with Will for 9 years. So they talk a little bit about Will Smith's journey and how they want to get there. And they talk about, 2 times daily. They talk about Will Smith's particular workout plan. So if we look at it here, 2 times daily, it looks like Will does a little bit of cardio in the morning, and then he does weightlifting at night. So day 1, his resistance training is arms and abs. I'm assuming arms is shoulders, biceps, triceps, and abs. Day 2 is legs. Day 3 is a rest day. Or there's a rest day. Day 3 is back and core. Day 4 is whatever's left. And then repeat. And then on every 7th day they do a weigh-in, because obviously every week he's trying to lose a pound. And I think there's always a rhyme or reason for what a personal trainer does in terms of programming in a workout plan, right? So I don't know what Aaron's rhyme or reason is here. He probably has a specific reason why he has everything set up. But if I look at this, it looks like he does arms once, the day 1. He does core twice on day 1 and day 3. He does legs once on day 2. No chest anywhere. Day 4 is whatever's left. So it looks like there's kind of a miscellaneous day. And I think if this is me personally, and I don't know Will's circumstances, so for me to kind of come up with a workout plan without knowing Will is slightly misguided, but just from an outside perspective, if I look at this and Will Smith is resistance training, weight training 4 days a week, and his goal is weight loss, I think your resistance training will look very similar regardless of what your goal is. Kind of a weird thing that happens in fitness is day 1 for me is going to be either an upper or a lower body day. Day 2 is going to be whatever you didn't do on the first day. And then day 3 is going to be another upper or lower. Day 4 will be the opposite. So it might be upper, lower, or lower, upper. Doesn't matter which order you do it in. If you do upper twice and lower twice, you hit the major muscle groups twice per week. And I think that's ultimately kind of gonna be the most bang for your buck for pretty much anybody. Of course, Will Smith might have specific circumstances that don't allow him to lift in that particular way. But I think in general, major muscle groups being chest, back, and legs, he only does legs once. He does back once. There's no chest on this. I've seen the clips at the beginning of the show, and I know later on he does do chest press and a bench press. So he does do chest somewhere, but I don't know if it's in the whatever's left day. I'm just looking at this kind of very helicopter view of what Will Smith's workout plan is. But I would say for most people, major muscle groups twice a week, that gives you time to work on it really hard. You have some rest time in between, and hopefully by the second time you do it, you're fully recovered and you can do it again. So you get a lot of bang for your buck over the course of a week. Versus he does arms on Monday or day 1, and then he doesn't do it again until the cycle repeats itself. So there's a very big gap in between when he does arms the first time and when he does arms the second time. Arms being ultimately irrelevant anyways. And I don't know that he needs 2 ab days. He's got arms and abs and then back and core. That's fine to do core twice a week, but if it's deterring or detracting from other things that he could be doing, like chest, like back, like legs a second time, then I think you can start to take away the core a little bit. But, that's just me from the outside perspective. Aaron probably has some sort of rationale for the reasoning why he does all this stuff. But, from the outside perspective, that's kind of how I look at it.
So the first week of working out, this guy says, let's just get the movement so we avoid injury, right?
Most people have this picture of what they did when they're 18 years old and naturally assume that you're going to get back to that particular point. And you probably can. It's just you've got to do it gradually.
We're not shooting that. No. Not gonna happen.
Terrible. From I am legends to I am luggage.
2021, best shape of my life.
Good, nice. That's pretty solid, huh?
2 plays next time. It's my mind.
Yeah, it's also your knees.
No, it's not my knees. My knees. My knees are fine, mate. I told you it's my bloody mind.
I just gotta be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. AGGRESSIVE aggressive. Be aggressive. Woo! That's how I keep myself going.
His life's never in balance. He's writing his autobiography, and when you're involved that emotionally in a project, it's going to take a lot of time and energy. The big challenge with him is energy management.
Man, why y'all letting me have my strap out like that? I got like Leroy from Fame. Somebody has to put some water down on me.
Good. Nice. Yeah. Perfect. Solid.
Holy moly, man.
I'm really interested to see what the result is this week because he worked really hard. So I am expecting a decent result.
So there we get a little training montage of Will working out, and clearly he does a lot of chest exercises. I just don't know where he does it. Maybe it's part of his arms day. Maybe they just call it arms and it's really upper body, or it's on the whatever's left day. I'm not sure, but clearly he does do chest, so that is good. And one of the things that Aaron says, which is actually really good, is on week 1 of Will working out on the course of his 20-week journey, is he wants to use week 1 as a way to just get the movements down. And Will doesn't want to show that because it's embarrassing for him. But I think it's really important because they show also Will Smith leg pressing, and he says to Aaron 2 plates next time, which I don't think Aaron really liked because Aaron wants to take it slowly. And I think most people should take it slowly. Like Aaron says, everybody has this picture in their mind of what they were able to do when they were at the height of their fitness, at the height of their physique, right? Maybe they were really good in the gym a long time ago, but you're not in that particular boat right at this present moment. So it looks like Will Smith is trying to push really hard and Aaron is trying to reel him back in. So that's something that's very important. If you're just starting a fitness journey for the first time or for the first time in a long time, you've got to do what you do and kind of go and progress through your fitness journey from the point that you're at now, not a point that you were at way back when in the past. So I think that's really good. So it looks like Will Smith is working really hard and he's about to weigh in for the finale of week 1 and see what his result is.
There's nothing I've ever experienced like changing your body that teaches the rules of the universe. Transforming and cultivating a healthy body and a healthy mind is really similar to the macro process of cultivating a better world. 222. 222.
It doesn't feel right. We might need to check that surface.
I put weight on.
Should we go run and grab the other scale, the like small one?
Which one?
We can stick the scale on a hard surface real quick.
The gym has the smaller scale though, if we wanted to run and get it.
No, listen, you gotta, let me see. So that's a failure for this week.
So from 20 pounds in 20 weeks, it now becomes 23 pounds.
Oh, here, and this asshole looking at me like, shit. During my day, this bullshit wouldn't be happening. Like, during my day, we dropped that shit in 6 weeks. That's what he's saying. He's like, I feel like I'm disrespecting his legacy. Punching in some stupid numbers into his little stupid phone. With this whole stupid show we're trying to do. Helping people evolve. That's stupid. It's not stupid. It's the only thing that can make a person happy. I know. It doesn't seem to be working right now, but what you've come to understand as Will Smith, the alien annihilating MC, bigger than life movie star, is largely a construction. A carefully crafted and honed character designed to protect myself, to hide myself from the world, to hide the coward.
And there we have it. At the end of week 1, Will Smith goes from 221 pounds to 222 pounds. So instead of losing a pound, he actually ended up gaining a pound. And I think that there's merit to this and not merit to this. Like, if you get so caught up in what the scale says, you're going to send yourself into a tizzy, and it's going to be horrible time for you. Like, I just watched a video recently of Jordan Syatt. Jordan Syatt's a great personal trainer. He was a personal trainer to Gary Vaynerchuk for a long time. And he did a video where he wanted to see how much his weight fluctuated over the course of a few minutes. So he was outside and he pounded like this big water bottle. He weighed himself before, he pounded the water bottle, he gained weight after drinking the water. It was a couple pounds. And then he decided that he wanted to go into the hot tub. He was going to go into the hot tub for 10 minutes, whatever, sweat it out. And then after whatever time it was, he came out and he lost the weight again. So over the course of 10, 15, 20 minutes, his weight fluctuated by a bunch of pounds, right? So whether or not Will Smith kind of weighed himself at the same time of day, whether or not he drank a bottle of water before he went to the weigh-in, no matter what it is, there's so many small things that can affect the number on the scale. And if you put so much kind of importance on that number, it's going to be really hard for you psychologically to continue to push through your progress. You know, Will Smith gained a pound. It could be anything under the sun. There's no point in speculating what it is that caused his weight or his weight gain for that particular week. As long as he continues to his progression, or as long as he continues to his fitness journey, and the overall trend is he's coming downwards, his weight is going to spike consistently, right? Our weights fluctuate drastically from minute to minute, day to day, hour to hour, whatever it is. So for Will Smith to put a lot of credence on the fact that he gained a pound versus lost a pound could put him in a kind of a shitty place. He doesn't need to put too much stock in that number. Of course, it's disheartening. You work so hard and you end up going backwards from where you want to go. So instead of losing 21 pounds in 20 weeks, now he has to lose 22 pounds in 19 weeks. So he's making it a little bit more difficult on himself. And at the end there, he does joke a little bit. So there's going to be a big psychological impact on what Will Smith does going forward. And if he is successful in his weight loss journey, should be interesting. But if you enjoyed today's podcast episode, make sure to stick around because we have many more episodes of The Best Shape of My Life coming up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the subscribe button wherever you're watching or listening on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Follow me on Instagram at MTFit. Follow me on TikTok at MTFit. If you're interested in online coaching, any of the workout programs that I have available, head over to mtefit.com and check out that information there. There's a coaching questionnaire. If you did want to look into online coaching, all that fun stuff is there on mtefit.com. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. I shall see you guys in the next one. Peace out.